Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to the program. It is exactly 8:54 a.m. South African time. We cross over to Pakistan, and I'm quite surprised. I could not believe when my producer Nasreen said to me that Qari Ziyaad Patel of Al-Imdaad Foundation is going to be talking to us this morning about the Pakistani flood relief. I didn't expect them to be on the ground already. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum to you, Qari Ziyaad Patel. Welcome to the program. Duas that you and the rest of the team are going to be very safe whilst you carry out your relief operations in Pakistan. Welcome. And what exactly are you seeing? Because we have heard that up to this point in time, 33 million people have been impacted in Pakistan by the floods, and over 1,000 lives have already been lost. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm not sure whether you can hear me or not, but I'm going to take the shot. Right now,
Loudly and
at
clearly.
present, we are here in Pakistan on the ground in an area called Nowshera, which is a severely flood-affected region. The stats which you've just mentioned is absolutely quite conservative as well. Over 30 million people have affected or displaced by this tragedy, by this monsoon floods, and over 1,000 people have lost their lives. Now, alhamdulillah, we just got here this morning and we've hit the ground hard and running. We are really on the ground conducting much needed assessments. We are conducting the relief aid, this distribution of much needed humanitarian aid, etc. But with all of that, what is really gripping the heart right now is to see the destruction which has ravaged the entire area. And perhaps this is just one vicinity that we have assessed thus far. And literally millions of people have been displaced. So right now here in Pakistan on the ground, we're in a very, very, very bad and sad situation. It is a grave situation. And I'm just hoping that the international community can rally together a bit more stronger, come together a bit more, perhaps a passionate way. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Let's come together a bit more passionately for the sake of humanity to help and assist our fellow human brothers and sisters on the ground.
Qari Ziyaad Patel, are you there just doing a feasibility study, or have you gone in with much needed aid already?
So, Sister Julie, I think we are losing you there. We are losing you.
Okay. All right. My question, I'll
but
repeat
what I
my...
can tell you,
Carry on.
Is we're not just doing an assessment. We just finished a major food hamper drive. Remember, people have lost their homes. People have lost the basic necessities of life, like food and clean water, etc. We just concluded one distribution. As I mentioned to you earlier on, we just reached this morning and we've hit the ground hard and running. And alhamdulillah, we've just concluded the first distribution of the day. And literally over the next few days, there will be hundreds of such distributions taking place across the length and breadth of the areas which have been affected here in Pakistan. Also, I want to make note of this here, and I'm not trying to score points. I'm really not trying to score brownie points. But Al-Imdaad Foundation has already been assessing the situations since last week. And we have been providing much needed humanitarian aid since last week, whilst the monsoon rains were still out there, whilst the flooding was still in progress. What we are seeing right now is in certain areas, the flood waters are beginning to recede. But the situation is extremely grave because 30 million people have been displaced. And also what I can tell you right now, it's extremely hot. It is blistering hot. As you can see, we are sweating. So all the odds are against us. All the odds are against the victims. All the odds are against those that have been affected by this flood. But alhamdulillah, Al-Imdaad Foundation's teams are here on the ground. And this is what we say. We need swift action to help and assist people that have been affected. The longer we wait to bring humanitarian assistance to them, trust me, the situation is going to turn around to be a bit more grave. So we're making a
Okay, the audio and visual has just frozen there. Let's see. All right. Back to you. Can you hear me, Qari Ziyaad?
I think it's a bit more better now. Remember, we are in a
Okay,
flood zone, we're in a disaster zone, so our communications are not that up to scratch.
absolutely.
But again, my humble
Absolutely.
appeal to everyone out there that the longer we wait to bring humanitarian aid and assistance to these people, the situation will become much more grave. The situation will become such as dysentery, etc., to be spreading in the next few days. Al-Imdaad Foundation has already been administering clean water, food, tents, and we've also brought in medication as well. We are not only going to be focusing on the area of Nashara or the vicinity of Nashara or the Islamabad district. We are venturing out into different parts. Trust me, people have been seeing on social media how destructive this monsoon flooding has been. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. What we have been experiencing this morning and witnessing this morning, it is something which is so grave. I think myself, in my entire humanitarian career of over 20 years, I haven't seen such a grave and such a devastating flood which has been playing out.
Obviously, you indicated that you have taken, Al-Imdaad has taken a
Yeah, it was
consignment
so bad this time. And
of medication along as well. There is the fear of masses of people being affected by waterborne diseases. So, are you guys geared up for all of that as well?
100% spot on. You're 100% correct.
Okay, unfortunately, the connection is very bad. As you've indicated, infrastructure has been damaged in a very, very big way. So I think our reception as well has been affected. What do your appeal to the South African Ummah regarding digging deep into their hearts and their pockets to make a meaningful difference to the people of Pakistan?
Exactly. One of the main reasons why I myself personally are here on the ground is to make a humble appeal, to bring some kind of awareness to the Ummah, to tell the Ummah that this part of the Ummah is really in need. And as we all know, the famous hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when one part of the body is hurt, the entire body feels the pain. And we are feeling the pain.
Absolutely.
And we're asking the people of South Africa, dig deep into your pockets and let's reach out to our fellow brothers and sisters as they are going through this severe disaster. Trust me, as I mentioned, 2010, there was severe flooding in Pakistan. But this flooding here in 2022 has far superseded the flooding of 2010. So a humble appeal on behalf of the Al-Imdaad Foundation and the Ummah of Pakistan is that let's not forget the people of Pakistan in their time of need. And now is their time of need. When the flood waters are beginning to recede in certain areas, and in certain areas they're beginning to still rise, we are making an appeal. Let's not forget our brothers and sisters. You can get more information at www.alimdad.com. We are appealing to you to help us help these individuals and these people. They are really in need. They are truly in need of food, of water, of medication, of tents. And we plan in setting up tent villages. Perhaps if the connection stays, you can join us and we will run you through right here.
Okay, video is free. Qari Ziyaad Patel is trying to
So
take us
the
on
very,
a
very
walkthrough.
internet is not okay, let's cut.
I think that's where we have to leave it. We do apologize for the very poor connection, but given the circumstances in Pakistan, obviously we didn't expect to have a clear line. But I think the important message has gotten across to us by Qari Ziyaad Patel. And please visit Al-Imdaad's website and do donate very, very generously. And obviously, we do hope and pray, inshallah, that we can thereby make a meaningful difference. We have a comment here by a listener It is something I raised in the interview yesterday with a Pakistani journalist. I kind of asked about international aid and how much of that will actually go down to the people, how much of that will go into the pockets of corrupt politicians. That's a comment I made on the show yesterday. Faisal, I think, is responding to that. He says, Julie, maybe if all the money looted by Pakistanis can assist, it can go a great deal to alleviating their brethren's plight. As South Africans, we should look after our own. Point taken, Faisal, point taken. Alhamdulillah. Thank you indeed for your comments. It is 9:05 exactly. News and views. Our news correspondent, Ziyaad, is standing by patiently to bring us the news bulletin of the day.